Alright, we are recording. My name is Mitch, and this is the coolest contact staff tutorial ever! Alright, so this is a tutorial on the vertical Steve, which is that thing. It's a really cool move. So let's cover some prerequisites. I'm talking really loud. I'm going to keep talking low and correcting myself because I'm not good at talking loud. That was a horizontal Steve. You definitely want to know horizontal Steves before attempting this move. Horizontal Steves are like the bread and butter of contact staffs, so you should probably know them pretty well. Another thing that will help is angel roll. There's a lot of similarities to it. It's very similar to a reverse angel roll, which we'll get to at the end, but it's good to know. It'll help you out. And neck rolls. Neck rolls are a big part of this move as well. It's basically an angel roll and a neck roll combined vertically, but it's like a Steve. So let's start this off. So you start off the same as a regular Steve. You want to have your center line on the outside of your hand, just like that. In a horizontal Steve, you'll spin it horizontally like that way, and you'll have it roll across your arm. In a vertical Steve, you'll spin it horizontally that way also, just vertical, and have it roll across your arm. So problems you would run into there is if you keep your hand too close to your body, it'll jump from your forearm onto your bicep and it won't get a good roll. You need to extend your arm outward, kind of like a curve, basically the same as a Steve. The same idea goes for keeping your hands up. You want to keep your hands up the same way in a horizontal Steve. It rolls from the higher point to the lower point. The same exact thing happens in a vertical Steve. When it comes down your arm, it still rolls from a higher point to a vertical point, even though it's spinning vertically. It's the same exact thing. The angel roll is very helpful for this part because, kind of like in the angel roll, you sort of roll it across your arm here to get it spinning some velocity. The same idea happens here. You sort of get it spinning some velocity, except you go into a neck roll instead of a really wide halo. So once you get to here, it's a neck roll. You definitely want to put a lot of neckness into the neck roll, kind of like a SNES. You really need to get your neck into it, otherwise it'll come off bad on your shoulder and bounce off or go flying somewhere behind you. But the neck roll is just a very straightforward neck roll. Comes down, does your neck roll. You kind of want to get it onto your arm in a pretty controlled motion, and then roll it out. This is very similar to coming out of a horizontal Steve. It's actually surprisingly similar to the horizontal Steve, even though it's vertical. But problems that I ran into here was that it kept flying off the side of my arm. Let me demonstrate one of those. I'll do it from the start. That happens a lot of times. To stop that, you can bring your arm further out that way, and then the center line has more distance to travel before it can fall off the side of your arm. So sticking your arm out that way counteracts that. You can bring your arm in or out to sort of control the center line there. And that's also kind of similar to coming out of an angel roll in a way. And then you just sort of, like, it's a bit fishtaily also, I mean, but the thing is, if you have your hands go down and you start it, you'll basically go into a fishtail. By having your arm further up, it causes it to start rolling. So the same idea coming out of it, you bring your hand further down and sort of goes into it. So it's like from here to here, basically. So that's the basics of it. You can do them continuously as well. When you come out of it, you can either sort of throw it and go for a continuous one like that. I'm really bad at that. Well, I'm really bad at all the continuous ways, but let me try one. Yeah, I can't do it. But sometimes when I come out from just here, I can get it. I'm not going to get it. Yeah, but you can do it. Last try, for good luck. There we go. So that's sort of how it goes. You can throw it. Another option, here I made myself loud again. Another option is to go behind the head. Because when you do the horizontal Steve, and it comes out of the Steve, it's got your forearms to rest on. But when you do the vertical Steve, you don't have that. But if you switch to over your head, you have that. So you can sort of come out, go over the head, and then back into the vertical Steve as well. I'm not that good at any of these continuations. And an interesting note about the reverse angel roll, it's basically a vertical Steve. So On an angel roll, you start off, it rolls across the front of your arm, the back of your head, and then the front of your arm again. If you would reverse that, you know, the sides of your body it's rolling on, it would roll against the back of your arm, then the front of your body, and then the back of your arm again. And that's exactly what this vertical Steve does, except you've added a neck wrap in the middle. But if you take out that neck wrap, you've got that without the drop. Back of the arm, front of the arm, and then back of the arm again. So to start the Steve, you're going across the back of the arm. You come over here, you go across the chest just like an angel roll, and out the back of the arm. That's the vertical Steve without the neck wrap, and that's a reverse angel roll, or I don't know what it's called. So angel roll is very relevant to this move. You start off, you've got the first half of the angel roll, except you throw a neck wrap into it, and you come out over there. So to do a backwards vertical Steve would be to do an angel roll, stick backwards neck wrap into it, and then somehow come out. Yeah, I just thought of that on the spot. That's really cool. So there you have it. That is the vertical Steve. I don't think I have much else to say. It's a pretty easy move. It shouldn't take too long to learn, but it's a lot of fun. But it's kind of frustrating also because it's hard to perfect, as are all contact staff moves. But it's a pretty cool move, and I'd love to get it going continuous. Anyways, have fun.